Let's talk about middle children. Usually they're the ones who have to fight for attention, squeezed between the overachieving eldest and the spoiled youngest. But every now and then, you got a middle child who goes completely off the script. Someone like Li Shimin, who didn't just fight for attention, he fought his family with swords and arrows. Li Shimin, better known by his emperor name Tang Taizong, wasn't just any middle child. He was the ultimate middle child who turned sibling rivalry into a blood-soaked succession episode set in ancient China, and then followed up by becoming one of the greatest emperors in Chinese history. Before we get into the infamous family murder, we need to talk about how Li Shimin and his dad, Li Yuan, got the job in the first place. Think of them as your classic power-hungry father-son duo, like Logan and Kendall Roy, except with swords and fewer trust funds. In year 617, Li Yuan was a high-ranking general working under the former kingdom Sui Dynasty. The Sui emperors had drained the treasury with failed mega-projects like a Grand Canal and pointless wars. And by the time rebellions started popping up everywhere, Li Yuan saw the writing on the wall. Like any good career opportunist, he decided it was time to pivot and stage the coup. Li Shimin was all in, leading their army to crush rival factions and eventually overthrew the Sui dynasty. They established the Tang dynasty in its place, with his dad Li Yuan as the emperor Gaozu. But as anyone who's watched Succession knows, you can't have two Roys at the top without some drama brewing. Li Yuan made a rookie mistake. Despite Li Shimin being the one who did all the heavy lifting during the coup, he named his eldest son, Li Jiancheng, as the crown prince. Li Shimin was like, "Daddy, I'm the one who helped you build the whole thing." Meanwhile, the prince Li Jiancheng, allied with the youngest brother Li Yuanji, started to plot to have Li Shimin killed. There were a lot of drama between them as well. They talked trash to each other, frame each other to their dads. So in true middle kid overachiever fashion, he decided to pull a hostile takeover at Xuanwu Gate, one of the entrances to the imperial palace. Picture this. It's early morning. Prince Jiancheng and Yuanji are rolling up, thinking they're attending a normal meeting. But what they didn't know was Li Shimin has turned the place into a live-action red wedding. Jiancheng got an arrow to the chest. Yuanji tried to flee, but was cut down. And Li Shimin personally made sure both brothers were no longer in the run for most likely to succeed. Then came the ultimate power move. Li Shimin waltzed into the palace, told his dad what had just gone down, and essentially said, "So, I'm the only son left. You can keep the title if you want, but let's be real, you're retiring." Li Yuan, realizing that he didn't want to end up like his other sons, abdicated the throne a few months later. To prevent any further revenges, Li Shimin executed all the children of his dead brothers. But for the people who worked for his brothers, especially those talented ones, he said they're loyal to their masters, pardoned them, and even kept some of them under his wings. Now that he had the throne, Li Shimin could have gone full tyrant, but instead, he focused on building an empire that would outlive him. His reign marked the golden age of the Tang dynasty, with flourishing arts, booming trade, and military expansion. One of his most impressive feats was his military campaign against the Eastern Turks, which solidified Tang's control over the Silk Road and extended Chinese influence all the way to Central Asia. He built an alliance with the Tibetan Empire, and get this, he even sent envoys to the Byzantine Empire, flexing Tang's power to Emperor Heraclius. Sasanian Empire also sent diplomats for securing aid from the Tang dynasty during the war with Islamic Rashidun Caliphate. When it comes to pick his own successor, it is not as easy as just killing your brothers. These kids learn from the best. His family drama continued into the next generation, proving that once you set a precedent for murdering your way to power, your kids take notes. At first, Li Chengqian, the eldest son, was picked as the crown prince. But he was paranoid and incompetent, especially since his younger brother, Li Tai, was clearly Dad's favorite. Fearing he'd be replaced, Chengqian tried to stage a coup against his father. Big mistake. Li Shimin caught him immediately, exiled him, and stripped him of his title. So the throne should have gone to Li Tai, right? Wrong. Li Shimin, remembering how he once eliminated his brothers, saw Li Tai as too ambitious and dangerous. Instead, he picked his fourth son, Li Zhi, a quiet and non-threatening choice, who became the next emperor after Li Shimin's death. Lesson of the Tang Dynasty? When you take the throne through cold-blooded murder, don't be surprised when your kids treat succession like a gladiator match.